You guys love this 72. Man, I get a lot of good comments on this car. And I've had a lot of Mopar. Where are you guys at on all my other videos? All of a sudden this car's just popping. I don't know, you guys love it. It's probably that Rally Red. Anyway, finally to the part you all want to see. Let's see if we get this 340 started. Here we go, up in the air. Don't turn it back now. Okay, and we are back. Let's when I do cars like this, and I'm trying not to do a lot of talking because I hear some people saying you need to stop talking and do a little more working. Hey, I'm the guy for you, man. I'm all about not talking and doing some working. As a matter of fact, I hate talking. I'd rather be working. Go real slow on these strap bolts, otherwise you'll break them. So I try to save some money. I'll wire wheel them because they're always rusty. And then I'll go back and forth on them. Just put them back. Run all the way down, put them back. Do that about 3 or 4 times and hopefully you don't break them because they cost probably, I don't know, 60 bucks, I don't know, 50 bucks. Saved them. I guess we can start dropping the tank down. Just gotta watch out for these straps. They should come down with the tank. And I don't want to, if there is any fuel in there, but we'll check as soon as I get it past this point. And hopefully it don't dump on me because that smell don't come out of your clothes or your hands or nothing. Alright, it's an empty tank. Maybe we could rinse it out. Maybe we'll just have to buy a new one. I do not know yet. And wow, it's really not that bad. You could tell it's like there's varnish in the bottom of it from old fuel that somebody either probably ran this thing out of gas. But other than that, I bet if we just pull the, honestly, if we just pulled the fuel sending unit and put a new one in. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. If we just pull the fuel sending unit and put a new one in, maybe give the tank a little rinsey, we'd get away with using this again. Just to fire it up. Now if somebody wants to change it later, because fuel, you know how that is. But just for fire up purposes, I think you could use it again. Let me show you what I got going on here. Here's them vent lines. And what I had to do is I just broke them with, these are originals. Usually you could grab this little nipple on the end and twist it with a pair of pliers and break them, but they were so flattened I couldn't grab them. So what I did is I just sharpened up a chisel and just busted them. So that took care of that. And you don't, I mean, right now I just don't feel like replacing these lines, so we're just going to go because they're just vent lines. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those right on back. If you do have to replace them, it's just a little time consuming. It's not hard, but there's a big box up underneath, like a vent box rectangle. You kind of see it up in that little hole underneath the back wheel well there. And you could just throw your lines and just push them on through if you have to replace them. I've done it before. It's just time consuming. It's not really a pain in the ass. It's just a pain in the ass. But anyway, what we're gonna do now, oh, here's I will replace this little line, little fuel line right here. Here's your sending unit wire. But what I will do now is I will take this tank, we'll get it down, I'll get the sending unit out of it so you can see that, and then we'll just pressure wash the crap out of it and see if we can't reuse it. I mean, it's a little stopped up, but even the sock is still good on it. I'm wondering if I could just clean it. Save us some bucks. Just put it in some gas. I might do that. So I don't want to ruin this. Not saying this part's bad, but if it flows real nice, I hear that little contactor thing making the noises. So I think the only thing I'm gonna have to replace is some gaskets, which I think I got some out in my shed. Now I don't want you to think I would use this tank all the time, just for fire up purposes, so I don't have to run no gas can. Because usually first thing we do if we're gonna keep a car is, I know it sounds awful, right? Like, what's it matter? If you're gonna do it, you might as well put a new tank in it. Well, for fire up, because I don't know, what if this engine's got what if the bearings spun in it, or frickin' it's just awful? So that's why I'm not trying to throw any money at it yet. This right here would be perfect for that turbo nozzle if you've seen on the last video for this car, part 2. When I'm doing all the pressure washing. I bet you that turbo nozzle, I could get it in this hole here. I bet you would just start taking out all that junk. Like I said, there ain't a lot in it. It's just at the very bottom. There's a little varnish. That's why I'm like, man, I really don't need a tank right now. Probably should have had the garden hose around here, man. You just never know with these cars. There'll be something in the floor that'll start catching on fire. That's why I like when the tanks are out and I don't have nothing to worry about. But you gotta be super careful, especially when you're in your shop made of wood. Tank came out pretty good. If I do say so myself, I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't mind using that. Just put a fuel filter on it. That thing should be just freaking dandy. I wouldn't even worry about changing it really. That's how good it came out. Because like I said, there wasn't a lot of nothing in it. It was just a little bit of dirt and crap like that. But one thing I did want to tell you guys, when you're doing this, the start of your first day, if you're doing brakes, if you can remember, try to start lubing up your wheel cylinder, bleeder valves, and the fuel line, and the not fuel line, the brake lines. If you start this like on day one, and just every time you think about it, just give a little squirt, it'll alleviate your pain for when you go and start changing these, because everybody knows these things are these are the ass kickers. They want to brake and do all that. I'm not saying you're not going to still have to put heat on it and all that craziness, but this does help tremendously. Okay, let's go ahead and blow these hoses out. This one here already happens to be, I hope you see that, that already happens to be broke. And I swear these look like the original hoses because it's got these factory crimp clamps on it. That tells me this is an original hose. So what we'll do is we'll just take it here, I'll pull this off, and then we'll go ahead and blow it back, make sure everything's good, which I'm pretty sure it is because this thing seems to be pretty clean as far as somebody took care of it and then parked it for some reason, which I think it's because the reverse. Here, I'll show you this real quick. What I've been discovering, I don't know if transmission's just hung up or what, but forward, it goes forward all day. Wheels turn, everything's good, but when it goes into reverse, or to try to go into backwards, it's hanging up. So I don't really understand what the deal is with that. May have to pull the transmission out, rebuild this thing. We'll have to do a video on that too. But yeah, she don't want to go backwards. Forwards though, she's good there. I'm wondering if something's hung up in the... Who knows? Maybe the flywheel's hung up on the start, like the starter's kicked in. That, I don't know, that kind of don't make sense though. I'm just spitballing here, guys. Don't get all crazy with me. Could be something in the trans valve body not releasing something. I don't know. Could be a spun drum in there. Clutch jacked up. We may be pulling transmission out and rebuilding it, which is fine. It's not a big deal. I could do that no problem. But I wasn't prepared to do that. That's the thing. So make sure we look here. That line is blowing here. Oh, it's a... Okay. That's weird. Okay. So it's a return, either, I think it's a return line. No return lines on these, is there? Alright, actually, let's look again. Alright, it's good now. Just let that keep on blowing through until the air compressor runs out of air. So what that was from that, like the charcoal canister up front or whatever that canister is, the first line, went all the way around to like the vent, like one of the vent lines here. So I was wrong, I thought that was the fuel line. Anyway, the fuel line goes all the way. So yeah, this guy get connected up. This was the vent line. It went up to the, like I said, that canister or whatever up front. You guys know what I'm talking about. I can't remember what it is. And then the fuel line stops here before it turns into rubber hose. So we were able to blow all that out. So that's how I do it. And if you could start taking that into consideration when you fire up these old cars, fuel, get the fuel lines clean, the tank clean, and then start hitting your, when you think about it, hit all your brake bleeders from day one. And every time you think about it, spray them with a PB Blaster, and that alleviates a lot of pain when it comes time to change out lines or rubber lines or whatever. Anyway, I guess now we'll just, I'll go ahead and fix that rubber line there, the one that was broke, and then we will put the, actually, you know what, no, I'm gonna let that dry, the fuel tank. We'll start on this rear balance. Alright, we made it. We made it to the front of the car. Let's start taking apart some stuff. Let's lube them cylinders real good. Let's get wires tied up, put them back to where they need to be, and then we'll go from there. It's coming alive! Alright, plugs are not great. They're pretty greasy, but even the electrode part, some of it's pretty freaking rich or black. I think somebody's had these plugs out recently, and the reason why, I don't know, recently like yesterday, but they're real loose, almost like somebody, maybe they lubed the cylinders, you know, pulled the plugs out, lubed the cylinders, hand jammed the plugs back in. I don't know. There was probably one I was a little nervous about when you first seen me on my video. This one right here was at number 1. It was a little tight, but other than that, all of them came out pretty easy. Now I was gonna challenge myself here, but I don't know. I found a rebuild kit in the trunk for that thermoquad. I don't think it's everything you need, but who knows, like, I just don't know. I was gonna, like I said, I was gonna challenge myself, rebuild the thermoquad and fire it up off the thermoquad, but I just don't, there's just so much stuff going on with this. I don't want to have to deal with problems with that as I'm trying to start it. So I'm probably gonna pull it off, put it in a box. Obviously it's going to be with the car because it's original to the car, pretty sure, and then we will maybe rebuild that on a later time and put it on. I just never have luck with those things. I know everybody says they're the best carb ever, but every time I mess with them, they backfire, they don't run good. So I don't know, maybe we get lucky on this one, who knows. Then my next goal is we'll pull the electronic ignition box off the firewall. We'll pull that. I got one of those. Voltage regulator. We'll pull the voltage regulator. I have one of those. This right here, ballast resistor. I have a bunch of these. I might test it just to see if it's good. This is windshield wiper stuff. It's probably alright. Then we'll pull the distributor out. I want to look inside the distributor cap, make sure everything looks as good as it can be under there. This is just, I'm just spitballing here, guys. So I got a battery tray I found in my stash. There's the electronic ignition box or module, ignition module. We'll pull this off. We'll get this, put a new tray in. I'm gonna go ahead and redo these wires because this is another thing. If you don't have good copper and good grounds, you will start running into issues. And then you'll start scratching your head going, why the freak won't this thing start? Oh, you know, all that crap. And it's just always something stupid. All right, now to be real old school nostalgia. This right here is my old tester that I bought because it was in such beautiful condition. And I know all you guys back in the 70s and early 80s used to use these in shop class. But what was cool about this one is, was this the old Sun 920, is it had all the paperwork in it, and that's the reason why I bought it. Because it gives you the schematics or the basics on every car, I think from, what is it, 55, 56, 55, all the way up. It might go in the 70s, I can't remember. But anyway, right here we want to look for 63, 64, 67, 69. See a 69, what's this? 69, I don't know what that is. 70, so maybe it only goes up to 70, which is fine. It's all going to be the same. And the reason why I'm showing you, so this goes 55 to 70. Not going to work for everything I need on this car, but so we're looking for a 340 motor, which, you know, this only goes up to 70, so you're not going to get a 72, but it's still 340 is a 340. So we snagged a 70 Plymouth Dodge Valiant, whatever, and it has a V8 from a 275, usually found in those old Plymouths Valiants, to a 340 cubic inch engine, top dead center, above top dead center, below. That's just cool as crap. I'm just kind of reading it here. Anyway, firing order 184-36572, and that is the same as a big block. So that's just awesome. I love these things. Okay, well, as you were seeing, I didn't even talk about it, but I've relocated the big old crazy, what was that, late 80s, early 90s Excel coil, speed parts back in the day. I don't even know if it works. I'm hoping for the best. Those things always pretty much do good, but we'll see, you never know. We redid all the wires here. So that was, that's always a long day when you got to recut and put those ends on the wires, and it just takes forever. I hate doing it. Between that and brakes, those are my worst things that I cringe on. But we pulled the, I couldn't show you much on the video of pulling this because it's so far up into the engine. But this was the fuel pump, and as you could see, it was broke. So I knew this was no good. I had this one laying out in the shop. I was hoping for the best, but the arm is totally different, so that ain't gonna work. I found this plate that came in the trunk of this car, this old adapter plate, and I'm gonna just clean it up and probably end up using it because it's still decent. So we'll use that. And then I'm gonna mount, let's go in here, let me show you this. Oh, it was a hot one today, boys and girls. You're talking like 95. So my shop was a absolute nut roll to work in. Just crazy hot. So up here I got this old, well, it's not old, this is actually a decent carb. I rebuilt it just for instances like this. Come on, you could do it one-handed. All right. So we got this nice AVS2 Edelbrock, which will be perfect for what we're trying to do here. And the fuel inlet's on the wrong side, I see. That's okay. I'll change that out. Okay, let's see here. Okay, will that work? Yeah, it should. It should, I think. I don't know. It looks all jacked up now. Those things should work. I don't know, we'll see. I'm pretty sure it'll be alright though. So I'm going to change the fuel inlet on this side. We'll bring it over here. I may just end up cutting this so it works. I didn't want to, because if anybody ever wanted to use that what am I trying to say here? Thermoquad. I wanted it to just be able to be used no problem, but it's not a big deal. They could just rubber hose it back to normal. So yeah, that is where we're at. Probably gonna call it a day here, and yeah, we'll go try to find a fuel pump tomorrow. I have to go back up to Chapel Hill where we got this, because there's an old 68, 70, I don't even know what year it is, truck that we bought, a little step side Dodge slant, and we're gonna go snag that and push it in the backyard. That'll be another video down the road. But until then, that is where we got. That's where we're at today. So not too bad. Everything is starting to go together pretty nice. And we'll continue tomorrow. All right, one more time. Fires right up. Fire the hole. 340, baby, she rips. Sounds nasty too. She ain't got no water in her yet, so I don't want to beat on her too bad, but real easy fire up too. It wasn't even that bad. been driving, yard driving that is, burnouts in the grass, that's always a bonus. It was running fine. It's still running fine, but the transmission is slowly taking a crap. So anyway, she has no reverse, so every time I try to do a donut and I get too far up in the fence, I can't throw it in reverse, so I get my lawnmower and I had to pull us out. That's not on video though. And then I go for it again and I could just totally feel it slowly dropping. I put transmission fluid in it. Transmission fluid didn't look good from the beginning. And we knew something was wrong with the transmission in this bad boy when we first grabbed it, because I could not find neutral and there was just all kinds of weird things that weren't happening. So of course you think, it's just the linkage is messed up. No, I think that's probably the reason why she got parked back in 1989, to be honest. Transmission was slowly taking a crap. So anyway, our next goal, I want to get under the dash. There's a lot of wiring issues that need to happen. And then we'll end up doing a transmission build on this. We'll just do a stock build. I don't think there's anything crazy in it. And we'll do a video on that. Like I said, this is just going to be, if you like this car, which people seem to like this car, we'll just keep on doing a bunch of parts on it. You know, I'll throw in a couple cars that I'm doing here and there, and then when we're getting bored, we'll go back to this one. You guys can just follow along and see where we're at. For long-term goals, I'm thinking obviously transmission, and I'm thinking floor pans, and that'll probably be it. I'm not gonna do, I mean, obviously this isn't a complete restore channel anyway. This is Poor Boy's Garage. So we'll do floor pans and probably put her back together and then sell the dream to, you know, the next guy that wants to actually do the right thing and restore this from, you know, it's the dream car. Because this is a big money car. Here, look, I seen one that was pristine, same car, 340, Rally red, just the same exact thing, 50 grand. So, and it was a nice car. And this could be that. You know, with a lot of work and a little bit of dinero. But until then, I freaking ran over my grill. I'm already a little butthurt about making this video about that, because I heard something crunch and I didn't know what it was. I'm like, what is that? And I kept looking and I'm like, I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought maybe like the seatbelt came out. And then I'm like, what is that, a door panel that fell out the hole of the floor? The freaking grill. It was, all the tabs were broke, so I just had it sitting in there and I was gonna fix it later, try to figure out something. And it fell out, man. And I'm so pissed off because I ran it over and I ain't saving it. So if you got a 72 Charger grill that's sitting on the shelf and you just happen to want to get rid of it, leave me a comment, man. I'll send you my address and I'll send you my email, or just email me and say, Brad, I got one sitting here if you want it. And I'd appreciate it, man, because that hurts my feelings right there. God dang. But it happens. Anyway, my name's Brad. Poor Boy's Garage. Let them rip, not rock. Keep on saving. Don't send the crusher. You know, hate that. And until next time, the 72 Ralley Charger woke her up. Woke her up since 1989, and that's always a bonus. And she sounds pretty meaty, too. And we'll continue. Just keep on doing parts as we go. And I'll do other videos as they come as well. So, not a big deal. If you haven't seen this car, follow it. It's down somewhere down below. It's black when we first got it. And now we're going to probably do a few parts on it, so you guys that are interested can just kind of be invested in this one. Anyway, we are out. Appreciate you guys. I know it's a blast. It's a blast.